Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mindful Moments podcast. I'm Tracy, your host and fellow traveler on this journey of self-exploration and discovery. Today, I'm so excited because we're just going to kick back and chat about my 2-year adventure with Calder, my wonderful husband. And yeah, it's actually hard to believe that we are already at that 2-year mark of marriage. It's been an awesome ride so far. It's really been full of experiences and learnings and laughs and all that real stuff. It's like a dance, finding that right rhythm and appreciating those quiet moments alone, but also being able to harmonize the rhythm and music so that when we're together, we're still on the same beat. But before we dive into today's episode, I just want to take a moment to say happy 2-year anniversary, baby. Calder, these 2 years of marriage have been incredible, and I'm so grateful to be sharing this journey of life with you. And to all of our listeners, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me on this episode. And I just want to invite you all to get cozy, get comfortable, pull up a seat, grab yourself a blanket. And I want to share a little bit about some of the realizations that I've had in marriage, and I want us to explore how these moments shaped our journey and continue to shape our journey. And who knows, maybe you'll find a nugget or two that hits home for you too, and no matter where you're at in life or love. So here we are. Today is May 28th, 2024, and we're in year 2. And what I've learned is that it's less about constantly trying to get somewhere and more about being present in the everyday moments. It's about the regular stuff, like who's walking the dogs or making sure we don't run out of toilet paper. It's that kind of boring stuff, but trust me, it's real life stuff that keeps our home humming. We've also got this thing where we just vibe with each other's needs. It's not about keeping tabs or keeping score. It's about going with the flow and having each other's backs. Like when I'm in the zone with my creative art projects, Calder holds down the fort, or when his work week is a total beast, I step up. We've kind of found our own rhythm in these shifts. It's all about balance and moving in sync with the ebbs and flows of our life together. And for me, it really is about the realness of it all. It's easy to create these ideals in your mind of what you believe a marriage should be or what you've heard marriage should be. But the reality is, real life challenges don't just stop because you've gotten married. And in all of this, we've learned to find harmony and balance as all of these real elements come into our lives as individuals and also as partners. And before we got married, I remember looking to my parents as inspiration for what I'd hoped that our marriage would be: supportive and loving and full of the good stuff, just full of the stuff that you'd only hope that you'd be able to find in a partner someday. And Calder and I are so grateful to have inspiration and parents. And aside from parental influence and parental inspiration, I've also found inspiration in the words of others. And I want to share a few quotes that have given me perspective and insight into the dynamics of marriage and love. And here are a few that really resonate with me. Maya Angelou once said, "Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope." And this reminds me that love's strength lies in its resilience and determination. Another one, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, shared a gem of wisdom. She said, "In every good marriage, it helps sometimes to be a little deaf." This simple advice has been surprisingly effective, especially when dealing with those minor irritations. And then there's Barack Obama, who spoke about his relationship with Michelle, saying, "In my life, what I found is that my wife enriches my life so much more by being who she is than if she tried to be what I expected her to be." This is a powerful reminder to value and respect our partners for who they are. And this is very much what it has been in our marriage. And I am so, so grateful for that. This year, it's like Calder and I finally found our groove. We're not just moving to the same beat, but we're making the music together. Weekends used to be this mad dash of errands and must-dos, but now we're choosing activities that really bring us closer, whether it's chilling at home or hitting the road for an impromptu adventure with our doggles. Every decision is about sparking that connection, about getting closer and being aligned with one another. And as I'm creating for my podcast and House of Divinity, and as Calder excels in his own projects, we found enriching ways to support each other. It's not just about pursuing our own hobbies and our own goals, but how we energize our shared life. It feels like we're in this amazing game of life together, making the plays, passing the ball, and cheering each other on. And sometimes those last-minute assists to each other are even more thrilling than the final goals themselves. Whether we're making those clutch plays or just smoothing the way for each other, we're each playing our part and our team's win in our own unique way. We've even started celebrating the small wins. If I've got a killer podcast episode that just came out, or if Calder had a rock star month at work, it's lit. Like, it is so lit. We cheer like crazy. We go absolutely wild. And on tough days, and yeah, they happen, sure, we're right there. We're cheering each other on. We're supporting one another. We're boosting one another. There's this incredible synergy now that has just deepened our connection more than I could have ever imagined. And we make sure that we're carving out that quality us time. We've always been big on date nights. We've always been big on catching up with one another. And those things haven't changed. We continue doing all of that because we know that all of these moments are sacred, and that in these moments, they are gentle reminders for us that amid all the hustle, our relationship is the steady ground beneath it all. In the grand scheme of things, what I found is that it's all about catching the rhythm of the moment, kind of like we're dancing through life together. Sure, of course, we're chasing dreams. Yeah, we have goals. And of course, all of that is important. But the real magic It's in the love and camaraderie that we pour into these dreams, and that's what really lights them up. We're evolving and moving forward together, and that's something truly special. For me, the best part of it all, my favorite part of it is just being together, right here, right now, just as we are. No need for changes, no tweaks required. We're embracing this moment in total acceptance. And let me tell you, there's nothing quite like it. It's not just about pursuing goals, it's about doing it all hand in hand, making this journey not just exciting, but genuinely enchanting. Frankly put, this has been the most thrilling journey that I could have ever imagined. Now, you know that feeling when you stumble upon something so simple that it just blows your mind? Yeah, that's what happened to me in Calder this year when we embraced this whole acceptance thing, the whole letting go, and a lot of what we talk about on this podcast. It's this awesome idea of just accepting each other, all of each other, without always trying to fix one another or change a circumstance or a situation. Imagine this, okay? You walk into the bathroom and the toilet seat is up, or maybe you walk into the living room and you see that the dog's water bowl is bone dry, and perhaps you've already asked your lovely husband to refill said dog's water bowl several times. Well, in the past, those little things used to kick off a whole drama series at home. But now I just kind of shake my head and laugh it off. It's something that I can only describe as a lived-in love. We've made a conscious choice to put our energy into what really matters, which is our relationship, our shared laughs, our journey together. Instead of butting heads over small stuff, we've learned to groove together. And sometimes I take the lead, sometimes Calder does, and honestly, sometimes it's our dogs. These unexpected hiccups, they just add a dash of spice to our life. And hey, our bond is stronger than ever because we've learned to laugh at life's curveballs together. Real love, as we figured out anyway, is not about avoiding disagreements, but finding harmony. It's about navigating life's highs and lows with grace and a sense of humor, rather than tripping over every little obstacle. We've turned the humdrum into fun, transforming those annoyances into chances to connect and just be easy. Let me paint another little picture for you, okay? So picture this. Calder's in the kitchen. He's working on his famous red onions. And he starts with these big, bright red onions, and he's slicing them, and he's in there, he's looking like a chef. He's got this precision, and he has this whole process that he's mastered on how he makes these red onions. So here he comes, he's making his special brine, he's got his vinegar and a mix of secret ingredients that, I'm yet to decipher. The jury's still out on that one. But the aroma is absolutely mouth-watering, and I can't help but look forward to the delicious, delicious outcome. But here's the funny part. This is where it gets both chaotic and charming. While he's creating this culinary masterpiece, the kitchen turns into what I can only describe as a culinary massacre. There are onion peels that end up scattered on the floor and across the counter. And for days after, every surface seems to have a hint of vinegar. I find myself touching something and yep, there it is. That tangy scent is on my fingers again. But you know what? It's all worth it. Those red onions that he makes are nothing short of spectacular. Sure, I'm dealing with the aftermath for what feels like the foreseeable future, but every time I bite into those perfectly pickled onions, it's a reminder that some messes are totally worth making. It's like a little life lesson served up right from our kitchen. The best things often come with a bit of chaos, and for me anyway, that's a trade-off that I'm more than okay with. We've also learned to be grateful for the little things, those little things that happen in everyday life, like a quick thanks for getting the groceries or leaving a love note on the kitchen counter before he heads out for work. These small acts are powerful reminders of how much we value and love each other. The truth is, if we're going to be completely honest here, I've heard a lot of really horrible horror stories about people's marriages. I've seen it, and I'm beyond grateful because we've both stepped up to the challenge of marriage. We share values, and our foundation is so strong. We navigate all these different hurdles together, facing all the hiccups as a team, and that's what makes our relationship special and resilient. Okay, I want to share a little story with you all, and it is a little bit off topic, but you're going to get to laugh at my pain, so you're welcome. As you all know by now, we live in Missouri, right? And it is right now, we are knee deep in cicada season. So we have our 13-year emergence, the 13-year cicada, and I want to describe to you all what is going on here. So as soon as I walk out of my house, there are these cicadas, and they're all over our bushes. They're flying all over the place and dropping from the trees. When I tell you that these cicadas are everywhere, I mean they are everywhere, okay? They give me the heebie-jeebies. They have this never-ending buzz, and it sounds like there's just these little pieces of buzzing technology that are just all over the place. And do not even get me started on their surprise attacks. You're just minding your own business, just going for a stroll, just moseying about in your backyard, having a good old time, and then wham, a cicada nosedives from the sky. And honestly, it really is like living in a low-budget horror flick. And then they're always flipping and flopping on the porch. They're just all over the place. And it feels like they've almost forgotten how to bug. But here's how all of this ties into the present. So just as the cicadas have emerged, and they've been acting a daggone fool, Calder and I are about to peace out. Okay, we're peacing out on our anniversary trip. And it's the perfect getaway from the cicada Mageddon, okay, to a cicada-free paradise. And I mean, a girl's got to breathe some clean air without choking on a bug, am I right? So we've decided that we're going to be taking off to revisit a trip that we took last September. And it's a trip where we went to Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and Toronto. And I'm sure some of you can all relate to the fact that sometimes, you want to go somewhere new, especially for anniversaries and for special occasions. And usually we would agree with that. And this year we decided that we didn't want to explore new turf. Instead, we wanted to go back to revisit this amazing trip that we took in September, and we wanted to hit these spots again. It's kind of like watching your favorite movie again, where you notice all the cool little bits that you missed the first time around. So yeah, Niagara Falls is calling us back, not just for the oh my gosh views, which, by the way, are absolutely worth the double take. But we're really excited to revisit and just take a chill pill and maybe discover some new quiet spots that we might have missed the first time. And Toronto, we barely even got started last time, and now we're going back to enjoy some of our favorite experiences again. We're excited about getting back on that streetcar and taking it all around Toronto and revisiting the botanical gardens to see that giant willow tree. No lie, it was the biggest and most majestic willow we've ever seen. And here's the thing, when you return to a place, you don't have to stress about being the newbie tourist. You don't have to fuss over where to grab a bite and what sights to see, and it's really nice. This time we just get to kick back and soak up those vibes and just enjoy each other's company. We're really looking forward to it so that we can just relax and have a good laugh and make even more of those amazing memories. So all of that being said, here's the deal, y'all. Calder and I are about to press pause on both of our regularly scheduled programs. He's stepping away from work and he won't be taking work calls or anything like that. And I'm putting a hold on recording new episodes for the podcast. And we're both just gonna step away for a bit and focus on celebrating each other and our anniversary. We want to soak in the joy. We want to enjoy each other's company and really focus on being connected and in the moment. And when we get back, I've got some super exciting news and I really cannot wait to share with all of you. And I can't spill the tea just yet, still finalizing some things and making the final touches, but just know that I've got quite the treat coming down the pipeline. So don't forget to head over to houseofdivinity.store and make sure that you subscribe to get all the updates. And this is probably the absolute best way to stay in the loop and make sure that you're up to date whenever we do make these announcements. Thank you all so much for hanging with us on this episode of the Mindful Moments podcast. As we wrap up, I just want to take a moment to express my gratitude for this journey. These 2 years of marriage with Calder have been nothing short of incredible, and I truly could not ask for a better partner in life. Calder, I know you're listening to this, and I want you to know how much your support means to me. Your commitment to us and our marriage is something I treasure beyond words. The way you show up every day with love, patience, and dedication, I'm beyond fortunate. I really am. You're my rock, you're my confidant, my greatest cheerleader, my best friend, love of my entire life, my calm, the steady foundation beneath my feet. And I'm so grateful for every moment we share and all the adventures yet to come. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you always and in all ways. Happy 2-year anniversary, baby. Here's to many more years of love, laughter, and unforgettable moments.